Hello everybody, it's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another simple stamping video. Hey, today we're not going to be creating a card. Nope, we're going to create a little Halloween treat bag. And I've got a little secret ingredient to creating this treat bag. And no, it's not the chocolate, although that is probably my most favorite part. This is a really simple project to create. You're going to be able to create lots of them, and it doesn't take a lot of supplies. So I'm excited to share with you how to do this, but I've got my Halloween version here, but I think for today's video, we're going to turn it into a Christmas project so that you can see two different versions. Are you ready? Okay, let's go get started. The actual bag for today's project is created with Stampin' Up! Clear envelopes. Hey, I love to find different uses for the supplies and things that we carry, and watch what we're going to do with just one single clear envelope. I'm going to be working with the Night Before Christmas paper stack, and I really liked this pattern here. You notice all of our designer series paper is all double-sided, so you have a lot of different patterns, so pick your favorite pattern. You're going to cut that down into two pieces. I have one that is 4 inches by 4 inches. This piece here is 1.5 by 4 3/4 of an inch. So I thought shaded spruce would look really nice with this. So I have a piece of shaded spruce, 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. My topper is 5 inches by 3.5 inches. And you can see I've got it scored there in the middle at 1 3/4 of an inch. So that's how my topper is going to work. I find ribbon polishes off everything beautifully. So I have my Crushed Curry crinkle seam binding ribbon. Love it. You can see I've just made a simple little bow. That's going to polish off my project so nicely. This paper has Very Vanilla, so I'm going to use Very Vanilla cardstock for my sentiment. Mine is a 2.5 by 4 inch. Of course, it's all going to depend on which sentiment you use. But I chose the Everything Festive stamp set. I loved this one. So on my original, I use the No Tricks, Just Treats. But of course, I'm doing a holiday, so we're going to use Merry and Bright today. So let's go ahead and start our stamping. I'm going to use a Crushed Curry ink pad, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment, Merry and Bright, right there in the center. Now we can take our sentiment and we can just cut that down into a rectangle shape. That does work well, but I do want to show you if you want to step it up and you want to bring in your dies, I'm using the stitch nested labels. I love these. So let's see, I think probably this die right here should work. Yep, that's going to work nicely. Let me go run that through my die cutting machine. There we go. Looks wonderful. All right, it's actually time to put our little project together. You're going to love how easy this goes together. So I'm going to add adhesive to the back of my designer paper. We're going to center that up in the shaded spruce. I'll take that 1.5 by 4 3/4, and we're going to add that to the topper. Any fun size candy bar should work great with this. So I've got this put together, and I need to adhere these candy bars onto this designer series paper. I'm actually just going to use some snail and just run some snail down the back of each one of the candy bars. I'm going to lay one on here, but I'm not going to press it down just yet because I want to make sure that I get them centered correctly. So I'm going to just lay them out first. And so if I need to adjust anything, I have the opportunity to do that. All right, I'm going to give that a little back rub here on the back. Make sure those stick. They do. All right, now we're going to take our clear envelope and just slide that down inside. Like I said, any of these little fun-sized candy bars are going to work great. All right, we're now going to flip this over. I'm going to remove the seal from the clear envelope, and I'm going to lay that and line it up there with the edge of the cardstock. All right, so you can see we have a little area here, and that is so I can add my topper, and that's just going to fit right in there. And guess what, guys? We're going to do snail again. So I'm going to take my snail adhesive and just go right down. I'm going to leave myself a little bit of room on either side, so I don't want to go all the way to the edge. There's the front. I'm going to lay my envelope as you can see, right up in that seam. Press that down. There we go. Now let's decorate. I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals because dimensionals make everything wonderful. So let's peel off the backings, and we're going to add that sentiment right here at the top. Now this little piece of, or this little bow, look at that. Isn't that going to be sweet? I'm going to come in with a mini glue dot, and I'm going to press my bow to the glue dot, and that way I can add that right there to the top. And I have a sweet little stocking stuffer or just a fun little gift. Those of you that love to do the vendor fairs and craft shows, these would make a wonderful little addition to your table. And let me go ahead and bring in my Halloween version. Guys, for this one, I used the Regal's Designer Series paper stack, and Rich Razzleberry was my cardstock. The measurements are all the same. This one, I chose the Whisper White. I just stamped in my Tuxedo Black. And this, yes, this is one of my favorite ribbons. This is my glittered organdy ribbon. Do you see all that wonderful bling on it? And you know, I thought it actually kind of lent itself very nicely for a Halloween project. And I just placed a piece of that behind, added my sentiment with the Stampin' Dimensionals, just like I did over here. So you pick your holiday, but you've got a wonderful little treat bag. Such a fun little project, right? I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you. And hey, who knew you could do it with a clear envelope? Yep, we can take those little clear envelopes and turn them into treat bags. So easy and so fun. Now listen, I do want to make sure that you are aware that with that Everything Festive stamp set, there's a lot of different holidays in there, so you can create a lot of different projects with it. Be sure to check that one out. In fact, if you want to check out more about these projects, grab the measurements, be able to order some of that Designer Series paper or the Everything Festive stamp set, you can head over to simplysimplestamping.com. Look for the September 7th, 2019 blog post. That's where I'll have photos of the project today, again, the measurements, all the supplies that I used, so that if you'd like to add any of those items to your order and your wish list, click a pick. That's all you need to do. Just click a pick. It's going to take you right to my online store. You can order what you need right there. It's so easy. We'll have it shipped right out to you. Thank you everyone so much for joining me for today's video and for today's little simple project. I hope that you give it a try. Hey, if you enjoyed this little project, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up on YouTube. There's a little thumbs up right below the video. I would really appreciate it if you give that a little click. It helps YouTube to know what you like to see. It helps me know what you want to see more of. And I am loving bringing you these inspirational videos 3 times a week. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, take a minute to click that great big red subscribe button. YouTube will give you notifications whenever I'm back with a new video. You won't miss a thing that way. So thank you again so much for being here, my friends. Have a fabulous day. Mwah. See you next time. Bye-bye.